Everybody wants to show you the property as soon as possible. But who's actually showing you the neighborhood? Nobody, right? Hi everyone, it's Joe Lee with Real Broker and welcome to my first ever long-form property walkthrough. Today, we're in one of Vancouver's most thoughtful communities, Wesbrook Village in the heart of University of British Columbia. Before we check out the 2-bedroom and a den listing that we got, let's quickly learn a little bit about the neighborhood from its origin all the way to what's coming up next. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you whether or not this is a neighborhood I would love to stay in. So UBC really consists of 5 residential neighborhoods. There is the oldest neighborhood we call Hampton Place that was constructed in the 90s. And then there is the East Mall neighborhood. And then the West Mall neighborhood, some people call it the Hawthorne Place. By the Rose Garden area, there is called the Chancellor Place. And then there's us, Wesbrook Village, which was developed in the mid-2000s with a different goal in mind. They wanted to create a livable, walkable, and sustainable neighborhood altogether. Now the name, of course, the name came from first president of University of British Columbia called Frank Fairchild Wesbrook. He was the president of UBC in 1913. So the Wesbrook Village really holds, the DNA of the original leaders and what they want to achieve. And of course, with the Wesbrook Village area, this is going to be the only area that's not just about student housing. They wanted to create a completely integrated, seamless community with commercials, schools, parks, like something that you don't have to leave the community ever again. This is something that we would dream about when we were going to UBC in the early 2000s. Now, I am going to get the elephant out of the room. Yes, UBC is 99-year leasehold. What that really means is that every real estate transaction, it actually commit back to the students, to the research, to the studies, and of course, to better improve Wesbrook Village as a whole. Now, a lot of people is like, oh no, leasehold, I don't want to deal with that. What I'm going to show you quickly on this chart right here is that leasehold actually doesn't impact price movements all that much. Now, of course, I don't want to turn this all into a leasehold talk. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the leasehold, just get in touch with me and we can talk about it over coffee. And what really drives the Wesbrook Village apart, it's its neighborhood concept and also pedestrian first design. With wide boulevards, pocket parks like the ones right behind me, tree-lined streets, and the overall plan of having high-rises snuggle at the side of the community with the low-rises sitting in the middle, it creates a more livable community with way less shadow disturbance. Of course, you're surrounded by Pacific Spirit Park, so nature is always close by. And the community itself includes cafes, restaurants of all cuisines, grocery stores, dentists, daycare, and even some of the BC's top-ranked schools. University Hill Secondary, and Norman Rose Point Jr. I'm sure if you care about education, you have heard of these names before in Greater Vancouver. And I know countless people that moved their whole family to this neighborhood purely for the schools. Some cool facts about Wesbrook Village. Did you know it's actually not governed by the City of Vancouver? It's governed by the University Neighborhood Association, the UNA. What does that mean for you? No empty home tax. UBC actually has 2 property taxes. Your City of Vancouver property tax is going to be a little bit lower, but you do have to pay for UBC levy, which is used to support the university's infrastructure system. The streets are clean, safe, and patrolled privately, purposely designed to contribute to that calm academic vibe. Tons of events in Wesbrook Village like the farmers market, opera in the park, and outdoor movie nights. Add community spirit you rarely found in other newer developments. A lot of homes here are LEED certified, meaning that they were built with green and sustainability in mind. As you guessed it, this neighborhood contains some of the most highly educated people in the country. A lot of people that live here are faculty members, graduate students, and professors. I mean, is that really hard to guess? Personal fun fact, Wesbrook Village was actually one of the first neighborhoods that was involved in when I got into real estate. In fact, see that high-rise over there? That was my first real estate job, to sell out that whole high-rise. And at that time, there was nothing here. There was just the Blends Coffee, that Japanese restaurant over there. Man, it really brings back memories. Now, you know what's really exciting? the future of this area because UBC is not even anywhere close to being done. UBC is currently rolling out its Campus Vision 2015 plan, which will, number one, double the on-campus population over the next 25 years, which in 2021, the census says that it was sitting at just a little bit over 15,000 people. Number two, expand housing carefully while preserving as much green space as humanly possible. Number three, introducing new neighborhoods like Acadia East and Stadium, with Wesbrook remaining the cultural and the retail core. Here on the map that we're showing you right now, basically anything that you see in the yellow is already here, and everything that you see in the red is in the future planning. And the biggest game changer, the proposed Broadway SkyTrain line connecting UBC to the Vancouver city core, making Wesbrook Village and the UBC area ever more connected. This will drive demand and property value up. The two T's on the map that will show you the exact location of the SkyTrain. And here we are. Welcome to Unit 308, 3478 Wesbrook Mall, spearheaded by the reputable developer Adara Development. What we're dealing here is a 2-bedroom and a den that's over 850 square feet that is south-facing with a plenty of abundance light, just like what's right behind me right now. Now, as you come in, this is an ultra-efficient floor plan with a U-shaped kitchen, 2 bedrooms separated away from each other. And one of the things that I'm most excited about is actually the den. What the seller decided to do with the den is it was an open area, and she decided to turn it into a platform that's kind of simulating the Japanese tea room. Perfect to, honestly, put as a den, put a second or third bedroom there. Or if tea is your thing, putting one of those tea sets and you're ready to go for your IT experience there. With a south-facing UR experience, to have plenty of light throughout the whole day. And then of course, you have a big balcony that overlooks the Wesbrook Mall, letting you enjoy this neighborhood when you want something out of the house. Imagine grabbing a latte from Blends, walking your dogs through Pacific Spirit Park, and being home in time for your next Zoom call or your online class. That is the Wesbrook Village lifestyle that the other areas in UBC might not be able to replicate. If you're looking for a neighborhood that blends nature, education, convenience, and long-term improvement, Wesbrook Village really delivers. With a neighborhood that checks all the boxes, you bet I would love to live in this neighborhood. And guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end for my first ever long-term property walkthrough. If you like this kind of video and want to see and learn more about other neighborhoods, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.